Hello, my beautiful grievers. Happy Sunday. As you can see, we have a different little scenery here for God's Good Grief ministry meeting today. We are here in the garden, like the song says, I come to the garden alone, while the dew is still on the roses. We come to the garden and we not just for food, but to meet Jesus. Amen. So we want to welcome you today. For those who continue to come on, thank you for joining us. Those who are on for the first time, we welcome you. This is a Bible-based, Christ-centered grief ministry where we are normalizing the discussion around grief. And this year, our focus is on using art therapy and other physical things to help move the emotions in our bodies as we grieve so that we can be healthy, that they don't have a place to settle where sickness and illness would take place. So we're learning how to put into practice some things to physically, move through our grief and be healthy. And today we have a special guest with us, my friend Cavell, Farmer Cavell. Is she's going to be talking to us about gardening and about the physical benefits of gardening, and then we're gonna do like a little tour of the garden, and she's gonna show us how to plant something that she bought. And if you have any questions, please feel free to unmute yourself and ask them, or any feedback that you have during this session. So with that, I will turn it over to Cavell. She's going to share with us a little bit how she got into gardening, and then we'll discuss some benefits and go from there. So welcome again, Cavell.
Thank you. Thank you. Hello, friends. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here. When Crystal asked me, I thought, oh, we're gonna be planting lots of stuff. Like, not what she's doing. But um, my journey. So I've always liked plants. I liked climbing as a kid, climbing trees. I grew up in the Caribbean, and right outside my window is this lovely fruit tree called Nesberry. All you Jamaicans out there, you know what that is. For the rest of you, if you don't know it, look it up. Some people might call it sapodilla, sapodilla, depending on the country. Lovely, tasty treat. So I didn't grow up with snack foods. Kind of like here in Jamaica, the favorite snack food is either peanuts or something we call cheese chips. Those are always a treat. But there are tons of snack food here in the U.S. And as a kid, my snacks were from the trees outside. Lots of things. So it's kind of a culture shock when I came here, and I kind of lost touch with that for a long time. In 2016, I went to live and work in an organization called Haley House, and they had an urban farm in Boston. It's actually in Roxbury, and the people who went to the farm, I call them the farmers, and I stayed in the house in the kitchen. I'm called the cook. I told them I'm not coming with you. You bring the food to me, and I'll cook it. And I always told them they were if when they came home they were dirty, so they had to shower before coming into the kitchen because they were bringing in dirt. And so I didn't want anything to do with it until after I left in 2019. And then the very next year, COVID came. It wasn't even a full year after I left. And I said, what am I going to do? I'm feeling a little depressed sometimes. So I should do something. And I went and I bought some plants. And my neighbor had planter boxes that she'd gotten. I live in a co-op, so they had planter boxes that they'd gotten. And lo and behold, I went and I put in chards, something that I'd been introduced to at Haley House. I put in kale. I put in callaloo, all greens. And I'm telling you, they grew and they did so well. I was so happy. I felt so good. I started calling some family friends. I was like, you want some new vegetable? It's called rainbow chards. I'm coming to your house and drop them off at the door. And they're like, okay. Um, and then I continue with that. And I I was a teacher. I taught English as a second language to adults and on Zoom. And my students are, the males were like, no, we don't eat vegetables. And I say, okay, you're going to eat some vegetables and it's coming from my garden. And they're like, okay, teacher. And so about 2021, 2022, people started meeting up again in small groups and I got invited and my present to them was a bunch of rainbow chards. And they told me, teacher, I put it in the salad. I was like, yes, we got you to eat some vegetables. It was just really fulfilling. At the same time, uh, the community service, which I'm a part of, the community service group here at church, started our own garden, and you can see it in the background, some of the beds. Um, and we said, okay, what does the community need? Because we do a food pantry. What can we do um, to supplement and sometimes make some fresh vegetables? And we started that year with kale. We had some chards because I was gun ho about chards. Chards, I love them so much from being at Haley House. Um, Tomatoes, yeah. And the garden's sort of taken on a life of its own. It's gotten bigger. We've experimented with a bunch of different things in the different parts in the front of the church, which is now back to its state of being just a front lawn. For the first 2 years during COVID, we turned that into tomato and callaloo garden. To the side is a little patch. We turned that into something. And then along here, it's seen a bunch of different iterations. Um, and it's just great. One of the things about the garden, though, here, because it's much bigger than mine, it's the physicality of it. Um, I learned that I could be exhausted at the end of a few hours of being in the garden. I learned that there are weeds that need to continually be plucked. And sometimes I use gloves, and other times I'm like, I'm frustrated with the gloves. I got my hands dirty. Something that I was so against with the farmers when I was at Haley House. I was like, you're coming in here with your dirty hands. I'm not eating anything that you're cooking. You're not clean. Um, and now, sometimes you just have to put your hand in the soil and just feel it. And it's once you get used to it, and you're like, wow, that texture, wow, I'm touching something, I'm being physical with it. And wow, the mental connection is that I'm going to grow something from it. And the disconnect, like, oh, I'm disconnecting that this is going to make me dirty. I'm disconnecting that this has germs. You have to get rid of those things from your mind because it's what people have told us. And we've become too sanitized, too clean. Yes. And you can't be clean if you're in a garden, an expensive garden that like this. You got to know that you almost want to see the dirt on your clothes to feel like you've done something.
Evidence of the work.
Exactly, evidence of it. And it actually gives you a thrill um, when you come. The physical aspect of this a garden this size that you got to think about is when you're done, you're going to be sore. You can be at it for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, but you're going to be sore.
Feel it.
You're going to feel it, and you're going to feel it in different places. You're going to feel it in your arms, like, wow, I've actually been using my arms more than I normally do. You're going to feel it in your shoulders, that tension, like, oh, why am I so sore? You're gonna feel it in your back, like, whoa, I better not move too fast. Well, I'm over 40. I can say that I'm over 40. So I feel it in my back.
Yes.
I feel it in my glutes.
Yes.
Oh, wait a second now. Have I been doing squats? Oh, yes, I have.
Yes.
Because I've been squatting, standing up straight,
Been there.
squatting, and I don't know how many times, how many repetitions of squats I did in 4 hours. Um, my knees. Oh, wait a second. There's a crack right there. What
Mm,
happened there? And even
mm,
my foot, like as I stand up, it's you feel that rush of blood going from head to toe, and you might even feel a little dizzy. But you're like, ah, I've used all the muscles in my body, or most of them, or
that's
some that
right.
I didn't know that I was going to feel that way. And at the end of it, you sort of have a smile on your face because you're grimacing and smiling at the same time. Because like, I feel it, but oh, that's
Yes,
a
yes.
good burn. And I didn't need to go to the gym for
Mm,
it.
free
So,
membership.
exactly. Free membership, right? And you're like, when can I come back and do this?
Yes.
When you get home, you're like, well, not tomorrow.
No, you gotta stretch it out first. Take your nice shower or bath and then go to
Yes.
bed and start.
Take that hot shower. And if you're over 40, you're probably going to slowly crawl into bed.
Mm,
And it's some of the best sleep that
yes,
you've ever had,
that's right.
at least for me. If I really want to sleep well, um,
Come to
I
the
come to the
garden.
garden, yes.
Yes.
And this is not just from planting. This, I think the most effort is from weeding to
Hmm.
get rid of the weeds. Because here we've got 5 beds. Um, 4 of them are about 16 feet long, um, maybe 12 to 16, and the other is about 10 feet and 3 to 4 feet wide. Um, so if you're tending, sometimes we do two. I can do two maybe in 2 or 3 hours, depending on how much weed. And I gotta say, I gotta come back another day for the other two. And that alone will knock me out.
Give you the exercise you need.
Within a few hours, and it's so satisfying. It's so satisfying.
And when you think of it, also, Cavell, like it's the first work that God gave man when we go into Genesis 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's in 15 and 16. It says, and the Lord God
Mm-hmm.
took the man and
Yes.
put him into the
Into the
garden of
garden. Yes.
Eden
Hmm.
to dress it and
Yes.
to keep it,
Yes.
right? And it says, and the Lord God commanded the man, saying, of every tree of the garden you
Mm-hmm.
may freely eat.
Yes.
So, that's your reward, that's your
Yes.
payment for the work. But
Yes.
I was thinking about it, and I remember doing medical mission was talking about this, and it was like, Adam wasn't, some weak man. Like he
Oh
was
no.
cut. I mean, we're talking about dressing the garden. We're talking about the Garden
Yes.
of Eden.
Yes.
Okay. That's work. But I was thinking about like, when the Bible when garden is mentioned in the Bible,
Mm-hmm.
like, you think about it. So we're thinking about dressing, we're thinking about when Jesus went and prayed,
Mm-hmm.
we're thinking about it being, a place of refuge
Yeah.
and of solitude. And so that's how you think of it sometimes. But I love that you are talking to us about the physical benefits, because that's what we're trying to focus on
Can
this
I
year.
just add there
Hmm.
that when Moses sent the 12 spies out, right?
Yes.
And Caleb and Joshua came back, and they said that they're grapes the size of a man's head.
Mm.
Can you, this is hundreds and I don't know how many thousands of years after, or hundreds and hundreds of years, maybe 1,000+ years after Adam. So you
Mm.
imagine that when you dress and tend a garden
Yes.
back then, like we see our grapes and they're the size of a tiny marble. But
Mm.
if Caleb and Joshua saw grapes the size of our heads, imagine how much bigger they were when Adam was
Mm.
around. So
They
Wow.
this
probably had small heads.
you would think so, but we know that Adam was over 7 feet tall.
So
So
I
um,
know.
you you just imagine that whatever, and this was when all the fruits and vegetables were about. It was a lot more work, and he was just one man,
hmm yeah.
the one man, because he didn't have kids at the time
No,
when
no
God made that
kidding. It was
pronunciation.
just him.
No help except for Eve, right? So you can imagine just extending to a garden like that.
Yes.
And now we have a much smaller one.
Full body
Picture,
work.
picture my phone.
Yeah.
Full body. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Sister Naomi.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I
You were
was
gonna say
trying
something?
to say this is very amusing. I'm sorry. It's so amusing. I'm learning so much, Sister Cavell. I had no idea you had so much knowledge. In I just feel like you need to teach me a bit.
I'll
um
tell you, I have an accomplice or two, and who really encouraged me in this, and they are Sister Tabitha Gab
Mm-hmm.
and Sister Andreen McDonald, now Martin,
Yes.
because they love this stuff. And Dreen actually teaches wild edibles to our master guides and pathfinders. And there are things that are growing back here that are not part of the garden bed. We will consider them weeds, but they're actually edible, which I won't talk about too much today. But
Just in the
but,
basics today, and you
but
take the knowledge
I
you
mean,
have for.
I can't claim all this knowledge by myself. Andreen be sending me videos. I send her stuff.
Oh, wow.
Sister Tabitha will come back in. She's like, "Oh, there's free food." And when I say that there's some things in the garden that we need to pick out because they're overtaking everything, she's like, "Free food." And I know that she does it in her own home garden. Like there's a plant that grows that back here we pick them out, and I know that in her house, she actually picks those, wash them, chop them up, cook them.
That's it.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
exactly it. She's like free supermarket here.
That's right.
And we're trying to do that a little bit with having some of the plants here just go to seed. We got plants back here right now that weren't here last year. We didn't plant this year, but that's because their seeds were in the ground from 2 years ago. And we put down some extra earth and manure over the existing beds before we planted stuff and raked it all in together. But in raking it all in, we woke up those seeds.
Oh, so they're just like,
Yeah,
hey.
yeah. So you know, so that's another set of work that we hadn't anticipated. But the garden is doing is doing wonderfully.
And we're going to at some point in the session, we're going to do just a quick tour around the garden. But I was just sitting here looking at it and how bountiful it looks, and it makes me think about when Jesus come back, right? He's coming to reap a bountiful harvest of souls to go back home with him, right? And so this season, even though you didn't expect the extra work, you're getting all this bounty, and it will bless, not just the church family, but also the people in the community who come. When you guys do your thing on Sunday. So I was telling Cavell, like I was looking up some of the physical benefits of they have this thing called mud play now, basically playing in the mud like what we did when we was kids, right? Which we knew was good because being in a sterile environment is will increase your risk to be sick. It's good to have some bacteria, some dirt, right? And it's also good for your gut health, right? A diversity of friendly bacteria in the body. But we was also learning about how gardening is beneficial for the emotional health and creativity, right? Because you are connecting with nature, as we should. That's what Adam was doing in the Garden of Eden as well, and it helps the tactile skills and with sensory play. And we're out there, we're in that sunlight, we're in the exercise, we're in the fresh air, we're connecting with nature, all those things. So we're getting benefits from gardening. It's a physical activity. It's an exercise as well, that we had talked about earlier. It helps to improve your balance, your strength, your flexibility, right? Because we're digging and you're raking, like you said, them weeds ain't easy either. Okay, it ain't just like,
If
oh,
you have a
weeds,
good
root them.
rain, if you have a good rain, like say it rains
So-
one day and it's
So guess
sunny.
you
for a couple days and then it rains again. And by the time you come back, you're like, where did these come from?
You see?
What
So,
Crystal was saying about tactileness and then flexibility. So I'll talk to being tactile.
mhm.
One of the thing is actually putting your hand in the dirt, right? And touching it, feeling it. If you not done it before, start out using gloves, gardening gloves, um, and put something in there, put something in the soil. But after a while, your curiosity gets the better of you, and like, what would it feel like just on my fingers? And with that tactileness, it helps with sensory in that you sometimes get more tactile. You now want to touch different things and see that it's not so bad. Um, when you're working on the garden, it's not just dirt. Sometimes people you put down straw. Putting down straw over what you have planted helps to keep the moisture in more. So you might spend less watering. Um, some people have wood chips, so it's a tree trunk or something that they have chopped up. They might lay that over. Again, that especially when it's really hot and you want things to the earth to stay hot but not scorched. That wood chip helps to keep that moisture in. And so you will be so surprised that how versatile and how maybe not versatile, how strong plants are, even little ones. They push through. I don't know if any of you have ever seen a tree grown in the side of a cliff or a tree grown in the side of a mountain. Um, so trees grow anywhere. They'll grow um, on the side of a cliff, and you're like, how did the tree get there? How did it grow out of rocks? Um, yeah, you know the parable of the sower and where the seeds are dropped. But it does say that um, things can grow in rocky soil or in rocky places. And yes, trees can grow out of cliffs. Now, don't go looking for it, um, but yeah, you can see the little plants will push through that straw and they will push through that mulch and wood chips, and then it will grow.
Amen.
It will grow into vegetables, it will grow into fruits, it will grow into big deciduous trees. I mean, think of a woodland. The trees fall all the time and more grow. So don't be don't be averse to touching what is in your garden bed. And if you don't have a garden bed and you're just starting with a pot, go get the dirt, the potting soil, and feel it with your hands and put it in there. Okay, if you're still not quite there yet, and but you want to go beyond and say, oh, I don't really want to wear the garden gloves. Just wear some regular synthetic gloves, and you still protect your hand. But and garden and potting soil is much softer. It's more kind of loamy than the dirt in the bed because dirt in the bed gets packed down over the years. Yes, you don't want to rake it too deep either when it's in the bed. Yeah. Okay. When once the dirt is there, you want to stay because there's nutrients in there that you might be raking up and stuff. So you can put more stuff on top of it. Yes. Yes. So yeah, there's the tactileness of it, and then just the dexterity, the flexibility. If any of you come here and you see this bed, you're stretching to plant the vegetables in rows, because you don't necessarily go into the bed to plant. So you might have to be walking around and stretching from this side or from that side. And as you go down, and then when it's time to harvest, you definitely have to stretch because anything that's along the fence line, and I'm just gonna turn the camera. Oh, okay, we'll turn the camera a little bit afterwards. There's like a block fence, and so the bed is right there. And to get the vegetables that are at the back, you really have to stretch. So you're stretching your quad muscles, you're stretching your back muscles, you're stretching your arms, your shoulders, your neck, um, to stay balanced. Yes.
And how we had talked about earlier when we're
strengthen these muscles and bones. They
Mhm.
can help to reduce the risk of osteoporosis, right, and improve your overall mobility. Sometimes, we get older, the bones and things are fragile and whatnot. You don't and want that to happen, to have atrophy of the muscles. So you got to keep moving. You know
Yes.
what I mean? Keep using them, and the more you use them, the stronger and stuff that you'll get. And like we said, you're out here in the sunlight, you're getting the vitamin D,
Mhm.
right? Your diet is improving because now you're growing stuff. You're like,
Gonna
well,
wanna
I'm gonna
eat it.
eat my
Yes.
stuff
Yeah.
because it has those nutrients that
Yeah.
Cavell, just talked to us about. We learned it's good for your heart and to
Mhm.
help to lower blood pressure as well. So if you out here stressed or if you're dealing with
Oh yeah, if you
depression and
stress,
anxiety,
come do some reading for
come
now.
on.
And then your stress level is dropped, and you're like,
Yes.
oh my goodness, what to do now? It's to go home, take a hot shower, and
And get in that bed. What did you say? Crawl into the bed?
crawl into bed.
And it's good because, like I had mentioned, like it turns your focus onto something else
Yes.
rather than the thing that you're stressed about. So
Yes.
that's why it's good. And I was telling Cavell I had learned that it's good for building your self-esteem, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna after this look in the mirror and be like, yo, I don't even know who this person is,
Yes.
right? I'm seeing me and I'm like, yo, I'm a person who could grow things, who didn't know I could grow things.
Yeah.
And like I said, it always feels good when you can accomplish new tasks.
Yeah.
And if you can grow a garden, then
Yeah.
what can't you do?
One of the things that I was talking to Chris about was that sometimes when you go to the garden, you could go there stressed out, but being in the garden, you stop thinking about the thing that's stressing you about.
Yes.
Because the repetition of weeding, pulling out the things, of digging the ground to put something in and then to water it, like you're not thinking about anything else. You're thinking about you're
Nurturing
not
the
even
garden.
thinking sometimes. You're just like, okay, I'm putting this here. I'm doing this. Sometimes you talk to yourself while you're in the garden.
Yes.
Yeah.
Some
One of the
people
things.
think.
Yeah. I would do that at my home garden sometimes. I would talk to her. I was like, oh, you beautiful plant. Look at you today. You look all healthy. I don't know if that works. Some
No,
people
my
think
mom
it.
used to
Some
talk
think
to
it
her
works.
houseplants.
But I talk to the plants. And if they put me in a better mood, I might start to sing.
Uh-oh. Come
They
on,
might start to sing, and I just imagine that the plants are responding to me by being greener and fuller.
just encouraging them to grow,
Yes.
grow. I
So,
love that.
yeah.
So we're gonna take a pause real quick. If anybody have any questions, if you have any feedback, if not, then we're just gonna go into doing the tour, or the tour of the garden, and then Cavell can show us the pot. Sure, he's gonna do a little pot. So if you have a question or any feedback, you can unmute yourself now. Otherwise, we're gonna do the tour and we're gonna do a little potting.
Yay.
Don't be shy.
Questions, comments?
I don't know if you said it, but I'm wondering with all that activity, it really should help with the bone density, especially
Yeah.
as you get older, you know. If
Yeah.
you involve in that kind of activity, your bone density should be so much better.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of the blue zones? I'm sure you've heard of blue zones. If you haven't,
Yeah.
blue zone
Oh, yeah.
represents
Yeah.
yes, the spot in the world that has people that live the longest. And they have Sardinia, Italy, and Okinawa, Japan, and Loma Linda, California. And one of the things that they mention is how these people eat. And most of them eat not a lot. Consistently they eat, but a lot of it contains vegetable, but they also talk about movement. And these people are constantly on the move. Their everyday life is about movement. They show a video of a 99-year-old man riding his bicycle up the hill. And now I've seen some people around here who are in their 50s, 60s, and they don't want to ride a bicycle. They don't want to walk anywhere. They want to drive. These people who are there's the Okinawans, they squat when they're cooking. Now, if I squat too long, I feel like I'm gonna fall over.
Yes.
But they've been doing
numb.
this. I go numb, right? But this is their lifestyle. They squat, they stand up, they don't go to the gym. They're just constantly active. As
Yeah.
for the people in Loma Linda, they're actually Adventists, and most of them are on the move. They're building their own fences. They go for hikes on the weekend. They're just constantly on the move. So you would think that these people have a better bone density. And when you look at what they eat, a lot of it is leafy greens.
See?
Get
some greens
and why not practice a little bit of that in the city? You know, going for walks or being in the garden gives you the squatting, the standing, the stretching. And then when you start growing greens, you're like, okay, I've grown one. Maybe I can grow two, or maybe I can grow three. It doesn't take a lot of space either. If you have a balcony, think about how much you use your balcony. Are you using it just for decoration? You're paying for the space. Might as well turn it into your house garden. And try something. There's nothing wrong with trying something. If you don't know how to start from seed, Ricky's Market, there's a plug for Ricky's Market, is now has vegetable plants for 50% off. So they still got some kale, tomatoes, peppers.
That's the one in Union Square, right?
Close to Union Square.
Okay,
Yes, that's where I got the stuff today. And when I got up there, I was like, how come it's just this price? I was expecting more. And he's like, oh, they're on sale. So then I was like, wait a minute. I ran
Like,
and
let me
got
get
more.
more.
Because I had a certain amount that I thought of spending and it didn't come to that. So I was like, let me go back and get more.
Okay.
I don't know if you
Thank
got
you,
space
Ricky.
back here for it. But, start something. All you got to do is take it out and put it into a pot that's slightly bigger.
Okay.
And see where it goes from there. Tomatoes, you'll see that they got tomato plants this size, and they're just in this little thing like this. So if you put it in something a little bit bigger and put it next to your rail, if you have a railing, and you say, oh, but it's gonna fall over, get some twist ties. Those things that come on the bread, twist ties, and just twist it and tie, right? Twist it and tie it to your rail. And that will stay up, and then you will have tomatoes, you know. So you can start small, with something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like you said, if you have the faith of the grain of a mustard seed, right? So start small, and the Lord will grow it. It will grow it bigger.
And then your imagination be like, I
Like
can
you
do
can
more
do-
colorful
yes.
stuff.
That's right.
Okay. Yeah, do it.
So, as there's no other feedback, we're gonna take a little tour, and then Cavell's gonna show us some potting.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you, just
Start
tell
up
us
here?
this is
Yeah.
here, this is here. We don't need a full explanation, just
Okay.
what's in it.
Just what's there.
And I'll come with the camera.
Okay.
We're gonna see how this works out, guys. Hold on one second. Let me bring it up a little. Okay, I hope you guys can see that.
I'm
All
starting
right.
here.
She's gonna start here.
'Cause,
Okay.
this bed, half of it is filled with cabbage.
Okay. Look at the
And they're in
beautiful
rows of
cabbage.
3 or 4. We were trying to put as many as before, but cabbage just grow big.
Yes.
This is our biggest one so far. It's starting to fold. Most of them are starting to fold, which is
Okay.
really great. It's going to give you that fall. So love it.
Nice.
Across from that bed is the other bed. This bed just flourishes every single year.
Wow.
All of this leafy green is kale, and there's a couple kohlrabi in there. There are some callaloo that try to come in between, and we have to pull them out. This is another kind of kale. We have green curly leaf, which most of you are accustomed to, but next to it is the purple stem. And this is also kale, very lovely.
Okay.
In here we've got some what they call Egyptian walking onions. And here's the thing, the onion itself at the base is small, but what this one does, it actually grows its own extra little onions. So it's walking, you can say, and it will fall and produce more onions, and sometimes it does it double. So it's 2 times more. So if you have one of these plants, and you have a bed, you almost never have to
Nice.
buy another onion.
I've
Because
actually never heard of that.
Yeah, it will walk itself and give you more. And so we have them. I don't even know how that one ended up there. Or these ones. I think we might
The
have had them.
sunflower here. You know, I love sunflowers.
I think these fell last year when we were carrying some, because you can see at the base just all the little heads, all the little onions. So now look at this. Every single one put up,
Wow.
and they've given us more. They get a little heavy and fat. Oh, see, there it fell
They
off.
fell off.
So
Oh,
I'm just
wow.
gonna drop it in the bed and leave it there. And
Okay.
probably next year it will give us a whole plant by itself that
Nice.
comes with 6 or 8 more attached to it. Yes. In the same bed over here, you've got another kind of kale. So we've got like 4 types of kale growing back here. This is kind of like the dragon leaf one, and it's these little ones are here. We got some bigger ones here. We've got some chards. I didn't actually see that these.
I have a question, Cavell. Hello.
Oh, I can hear you.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. The question I have is, do you have like a special light to keep your plants healthy? Like even like during the winter time, sometime I hear about like people having like a special lighting
So
program.
that's for people who grow plants indoors, usually in their
Okay.
basements. So
Mm.
they
Okay.
will buy a kind of fluorescent heating lamp because it's colder here in our temperatures. So
Yeah.
they make the room, um, if not all the room, then a portion of the room. It's not just light alone they'll have some sort of material or like a casing that they'll put their vegetables in to keep them warm and to continue growing. We don't have a
So
greenhouse
so
here.
so at so during the winter, how do you do it?
In the winter, we don't do anything at church
Okay.
because one of the thing is in the fall we remove all the plants that are left over. They're gonna die anyways. We remove them or just leave them and leave the ground. Sometimes we cover it so that the nutrients stay in the soil.
Mm-hmm.
For example, this bed back here where there's a lot of tomatoes. Um, I think a couple years ago we just covered it because sometimes you have to let the soil rest.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we were having a thing where it seemed like the nutrients were being leached out of this bed. Like some of the leafy plants would turn yellow, and that always told us that it's lacking
Yes.
nutrients. So we had covered it one year. We had put down some extra, um, what do I say, organic manure,
Okay.
and mixed it in and covered it and left it.
Okay.
And we almost didn't use the bed for almost a year. Then we wanted to check it again, so last year we put some kale in. They still turn a little bit yellow, so it's a little bit better. But there was so much that was in the bed, and we weren't harvesting it enough because we'd all gone back to work. So the bugs came and took it over.
They took care of it.
Yeah. So so we ripped that out and we just left the bed.
Okay.
And we come back this year and we put down some more organic uh material on it. Um, Mixed it in a little, left it because we didn't want to put more leafy greens in there. We'd seen that it tends to make them yellow. So like, let's try something else. And tomatoes.
Tomatoes.
Tomatoes are different. Yeah. So we kept the leafy greens in the front bed and then also in this one here that she's talking. This bed does not get as much sun, and so the greens uh, tend to grow a little bit slower, and so you can have greens at different times of the season because like that one will produce a lot, but um, after a while we will have harvested as many as we can, and then this one will now have more in it. Okay. In between this bed last year had celery, and one of the things that we did was let the celery, a couple of the celery plants go to seed because it's really hard to find celery seed sometimes.
Oh,
So
yeah.
we just let them go to seed, and what happened this year was we came back and there were all these celery plants all
Wow.
over the bed. So you
Wow.
can't, they're underneath the kale right now and the kohlrabi, and it's spread to the other bed over there.
Wow.
So we didn't plant any celery at all this year, but there's celery in two beds
Okay.
because they'll spread on
Celery's
their
coming
own.
through.
Yes.
I
And
just
we
wanted to
don't, we
try to
don't,
get a
we don't
close up
cut it.
of the
Yeah, tomatoes.
tomatoes here.
Yeah, these ones are a bit healthier. These plum tomatoes over
Oh,
here.
look at the plum
Um,
tomatoes.
And if you see butterflies, that's a good thing.
Yes.
So we also in the
butterflies.
beds put some flowers. These are marigolds.
Okay.
Marigolds encourage good insects like butterflies,
Okay.
and it deters rodents. They don't
Oh,
like the
okay.
smell.
Oh. I should
But
tell my boss that for his garden because
uh,
he's been having an issue.
with rodents, there's that too, and we're hoping that it will also slow down um the process of aphids, which is the insects that love to eat the green leafy plants.
Okay.
And also there's something called companion planting. It's where certain vegetables and plants like to grow together. Their yield is more. So flowers are really beneficial.
Okay, to have with you.
Yes.
Okay.
So there's a different the purple stem kale in there, just two of them, and they're just growing with a couple of those ones. But you can see the butterfly,
Oh,
and the tomatoes,
butterflies.
in there.
So nice.
Yeah.
And this is why we come to the garden.
Yeah. Kohlrabi. Look at this plant here. You almost can eat the leaves, but you don't want to because the very stem, the very bottom of the leaves, form the heart of the plant.
Oh, okay.
So it'll give you a nice bulb. This one's little kind of
Wow.
that one's a deeper purple. Look,
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
Oh, wow.
that's a deeper
That's pretty.
purple.
Very
And
nice.
this is kale. This is called
That's from what
truncuda,
from
and it's you see the leaves are nice size. They're about 10 inches. I was telling Sister Allen earlier. But if you leave it, these leaves will grow to about 15 inches, which is pretty big.
Wow.
But pretty soon we should harvest them because the longer they stay, the more you're inviting bugs.
True.
But also, the more you pick them, the more they will push, the more leaves they will push out.
Okay.
So that's what you see. All those the
That's
kale around
big
here was
effects.
harvested
Look at all that
last week.
beautiful green.
Okay.
So where are you potting your new stuff today?
I'm gonna put some in the bed up there.
Okay. I
I
want to
don't know
make
how
sure.
much time we have, but also back here we've got a couple fruit trees
Okay.
that we put in. We've got Asian pear and apples.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and put something in the ground.
Yeah, we're going to put something in the ground, guys. And we're going to be putting it right in this space. So I'm hoping that I can make sure you guys get the view of it. So let me get this tripod situated. Oh, she's ready.
Spades.
And we've got our focus on the beautiful sunflower.
Yes. I'm so happy about growing there. This is from the sunflower is actually from the adventurers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So earlier in the year, I think earlier in the summer or before in summer too, the adventurers had planted some. We planted some seeds, and some of it were flowers. And they took them home, and I actually left there were some here, and didn't know what to do with them, so I just left them there, and they survived the hot weather. And look how it's grown up. The roots have actually gone through the container and is now down into the ground.
My goodness.
So I've left the container there, but I can also like cut around it if I want.
Okay.
All right. So
All right. So I'm going to try to bring this down a little bit more so everyone can see.
since I love vegetables and we want this to be vegetables for the community, and not just flowers, because we do have some edible flowers growing back here, but we want it to be with the amount of people that come in. Not too many of them going to be like flowers. You want me to eat flowers? So what I actually have here,
Can everyone
um,
see that?
what I have here, yeah, is actually um, eggplants,
Oh, eggplant.
and this is 6 plants.
And they're so little.
Yeah, it's
Cute
so
little.
it's already growing, and
Amen.
these ones are called little fingers.
Oh.
Yeah, so they do get bigger than this. But it's so you see they're all in each an individual thing that's about
Okay.
3 inches wide, and if it's you're in 3 inches or 2.5, I don't know how small my hands are, and it's also already producing fruit. So you can do this in a pot, and I actually have a pot a smaller size, like slightly bigger. I'm gonna show you.
Okay. I just want to bring the
I'll bring it over.
up a little bit closer, and just so you guys
Yeah.
can see these cute little eggplants. Oh, look
Okay.
how adorable.
So I've got
Back to the phone.
yeah. Here's a slightly smaller pot. It's like slightly bigger. It's like the
Okay.
size of a cup you drink
This
that
is
you
the
would
pot.
drink from, right? And then this one is the size of a bowl.
Here we go.
Any of these two, I can take this eggplant and put it in with some soil because these are bigger than what it's in. So it's giving it more space to grow.
Okay.
I would put it in this because it's already fruiting, or
And they're really big.
slightly bigger. That's like a
And it has a little spout here.
yeah.
So, you know, you're able to. Oops.
That's perfectly fine. You can put it next to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it.
So you can put your eggplant or tomato or kale, whichever one you want to start growing, or flowers. Um, you don't have to treat the plants as like china that you're gonna break. Um, you grab them by the root and just pick it right up.
Okay.
These are a little on the dry side, so I'm gonna get some water. I'm gonna turn our hose on and just get some water. The soil, Sister Riley has been watering, so the soil is it's not super dry or super moist, but it's moist enough. But you really want to wet the root of the plant because there's no sense in putting in a dry root into dry soil.
Okay.
It's not gonna do anything.
Okay.
Unless you pray that it rains and really soaks in. So one of the things that you want to do is moisten the earth that the plant is in, and then break up the soil thing because it's now the shape of the container that you live in. But you want it to go down to start growing as soon as possible.
Gotcha.
I also like this time of day because it's not too hot, so it's not gonna make the soil hot and brittle. So this is a good time if you don't have time in the mornings, which is the best. Mornings and evenings are the best time to sow. Instead of middle day, because we're not super farm that with 100 acres that you got to plant at any time.
That's
so
right.
This is a good time to do it.
Okay.
So some of these things they will come with instructions on how wide you should put them. I usually think 6 to 8 feet, or maybe a whole foot apart, just to give them space to grow up.
Yeah,
yes,
definitely.
So I'm just gonna get some water.
Right. We are planting, guys. We are out here planting. I hope you guys are blessed and enjoying this.
We are enjoying.
Yes, and taking notes.
It's amazing.
I'm excited about this video going up to show people. And it's not just about the planting, but just the benefits of helping you through your grief. All right, and she's back with the water.
Yeah. Sometimes the reason you don't want to do it in the middle of the day in summer is because the water is hot.
Okay.
and that's like giving the plants a hot bath.
Ooh,
You don't want to do that. You don't want to do. You don't want to do that. So you gotta wait for it to cool a little bit. I'm just gonna put a little water around where it is. This is not too warm, so that's okay. And I'm just gonna moisten the plants. Yeah, try one. Yes. Okay. Good. So you can see that sister Riley has been doing a good job at watering because it's not dry and brittle in there.
Okay.
You wanna pull apart the bottom a little. So opening up the roots so that they now feel like they can send down into the ground. Yeah. And you want to put this the soil where it is and a little bit more.
Okay.
So you put it down in there. You can still see it. You can use a spade to put around it if you don't really want to touch it too much, or you can use your hand. And then I like to press it down so I know that it's held firmly. If there's a wind that comes along, it's not going to blow it over.
Okay.
And that's it.
That's it. Voila.
That's it. So, Crystal, on your
Yes.
side, there's space here.
Okay.
I'm going to put some water right into that space. And then I'm going to take this one out that also has fruit on it and just drench it. Yeah. You want to pull apart it yourself?
Yes.
Yeah.
You said just gently pull it apart.
You can be a little, yeah.
I don't want to rough it up.
Yeah, wash the handle off a little bit. Yes. Now take the spade and
All right,
dig a
people,
hole.
we're digging.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go. You know what you're doing.
Or pretending to.
It's so much
All
fun, right?
we have
Just holding it and doing it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the baby is going in,
Yeah.
getting pat,
Pat it down. She's patting it down.
pat.
Does it feel like it's gonna blow away if there's a strong wind?
No, this feels
Okay.
firm. That feels nice and firm.
There you go.
So there goes the little one here.
Yeah.
Yes. Really pretty. They're so cute.
If you feel like you have to adjust it, just take the spade and dig up some of the dirt around it and push it up to it.
What do you mean, dig up here?
Yeah.
Around it? Okay.
And pull it towards the plant.
Okay.
Pull the dirt towards the plant.
There
So
we
you're
go.
giving it more stability.
Okay.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
Nice.
I'm gonna put in two
I
more.
like this. Getting our hands dirty like old school.
I'll
Love
put in
it.
two more.
Nice.
So when it's with you, just go ahead with the hose and or water jug or whatever you have and just put the water from top. Again, don't worry that you have to be gentle with at this stage of the plant because it's already been growing and getting water. Yeah, go ahead and dig it. Yeah.
All right, we're digging.
So remember there's celery there. So
Okay.
it's like a companion planting.
Yeah.
Now it's getting a friend
Oh.
next to it. So maybe when you come back next week or something, both of them will be bigger.
Buddy sister.
Yeah. Here.
Thank you.
There are roots down there. I don't know what plant that is that was down there, but that's all right.
Put up a bit.
Yep.
We'll put it on in here. Putting all our dirt around it.
I bet you it's this plant is a pain. Yeah. Feel stable? There we go. I'll do this
Beautiful.
one here.
Isn't this great, guys? Not like a hard day working the garden. Amen. And this
And
is
the thing is, once these produce, if they produce, do what they're supposed to do and produce, you're not getting one thing from it. You're getting 3, 4, half a dozen. You can see the little buds there already.
Yes.
This, the one you planted there.
Yeah, that one.
1, 2, 3.
You're going to be yielding more.
Yeah, if it feels like it's leaning, just press the dirt down completely.
Okay.
Let it lean away. Press. There you go. Yes. There you go. Excellent.
Teacher says I get an A plus.
Awesome. I might just leave that because the cabbage needs to spread a little.
Yes.
So I might just leave that. Maybe put one more there. There you go. Like right around there. That's still being almost 10 inches to a foot apart.
Oh, I need the.
Oh, the spade. Yeah.
Well,
And we just stick a little marker into the ground so that whoever comes knows what's in there. A little deeper. Yeah. There you go.
That's good.
Did you disrupt the root?
I hope not. Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
I said I hope not, but I'm
Yeah.
supposed to.
Yes.
There we go.
Yeah. And I'm just gonna stick the other one right over here by. Yeah.
So guys, we said we were only gonna do like 2 or whatever, and we did the whole thing.
We did one tray. We did one tray.
That's all right.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing.
This one has lots of it.
Everybody's looking so green and lush.
Yeah.
Got the last one going in.
Yeah.
Good.
Down there. Nice and firm. Yep. And then we'll just give them a little spray.
And they're on their way.
They're on their way.
I'm gonna run my hands in it too.
Yeah.
So I don't muddy up my phone when we about to close out.
Yeah.
Love it.
All right. I'm gonna cut this hose off for now.
All right, and we're gonna turn back and get ready to close out. And there you have it, good people. There you have it. We have come to the garden. We have not only come, but we have learned, we have planted, and it's going to yield a great harvest. Sorry, just trying to figure out how to situate it. Thank you, Sister Ellen. She said, fantastic job. And thank you for being so knowledgeable and sharing your knowledge. Amen. Before we head out, hold on, let me just make sure I'm not missing anybody. Naomi said thank you. She learned so much. This is amazing. Thank you for the education. Before we close out, any questions? Anyone have any feedback? As you can see, you may not have acres or you know a big box, but like Cavell said, you could start somewhere. You could start if you have a balcony, if you just have pots, you know, and you can, you know, get this little set that she just showed us how to plant. You know, you take it out, make sure the roots of things are water, dig it deep and put it in there and pack it up. And it's going to yield more than what you planted. Right? Because isn't that how faithful our God is?
And if you don't even have a balcony, one of the things some of the things that grow well right in your kitchen at that kitchen window, if you've got a little ledge or it points out windowsill, or you can put a little table by it if it's one of those flat front herbs.
Yes.
Herbs. You can grow oregano, basil, thyme. Yeah, all of that in a little thing, size of a drinking cup or drinking mug. You can even tomatoes.
Yeah.
You can grow that right in your kitchen, and then you will have fresh herbs.
And sometimes I even buy the plant at Trader Joe's. Like they have basil plants, they have oregano, and you know, you just keep doing what you need to do with them.
If you like scallions, which some people call green onions, don't chop all the way to the bottom. Clip off the top and put the bottom into small cup of water. It within days it
Oh,
will regrow.
okay. See, look at that. You don't have to keep buying green There's so many blessings. There's so many lessons. That we learned when we're out here gardening. And when you look
Mhm.
through the Bible, it even shows that God used nature a lot
Oh
to
yeah,
teach us, lessons and practical things. So don't be afraid to get out there. Start small. What your capacity is,
Mhm.
and God will help you. And just enjoy it. And like I said, we are focusing this year in the grief ministry on making sure that we are releasing these emotions from our bodies so that we don't get sick, and we're not only just taking in knowledge about things, but we're putting it into practice, right? So we learn about the physical benefits. So we're going to put these things that we learned today into practice to yield those benefits so we can get rid of that depression and that anxiety and that stress, so we can use those muscles and bones we haven't used in years. It's gonna hurt for a little while, the
Good
first
head,
few times, but it's
good
gonna be a
head.
good hurt. Like
Yeah.
Cavell said, you going home and take that warm bath and crawl into bed, and you're gonna sleep
Sleep
like a baby,
sound.
right?
Yeah.
So that's what we have for today at God's Good Grief Ministry. We're gonna be doing a spiritual side of gardening, and that's going to be in September. Sister Rose is going to come, and she's going to bless us with her testimony, because we are a part of God's beautiful gardening, and we need digging up some things that ain't good, as we know in our grief
Mhm.
journey, right? We
We
got
got
to
those
go through some
weeds.
pruning, because grief ain't easy,
Yeah.
but when we come through, we're going to flourish. We're going to be a beautiful the flower, or a more beautiful person that he would have us to be. So I just want to thank you all for joining us on today. I want to keep encouraging you to make sure that you do whatever it is that you need to do to take care of you.
Yes.
Okay, so I will see you next time here at God's Good Grief Ministry. God bless you. God keep you. And thank you again,
Thank
Cavell.
you. Thank you
And
so
we love you
much.
all.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye. God bless.
Keep
Thank you.
gardening.